Happy Friday, guys. This is Dr. Rob, the Addiction Doctor, live with you again from San Antonio, Texas. As you can see outside, it looks beautiful, but it is only 41 degrees, so a little bit cold for us in Texas. Other people, this will be mild. Great to have you on the show, guys. Thank you for the early viewers already. This is Breaking Through Addiction, where we ask the questions that other people are only thinking, and we get to the crux of the matter, which we're going to do today. Just a quick reminder, because we're looking to donate a lot of money this year. Daddy, please stop drinking from Amazon and from any Walmart that you go in. Jump in there, buy the book, read it. If you love it, great. If you don't, send me an email. I'll refund your money. Woo, can't get better than that, can you? Unbelievable. So what's my week gone like? Well, that's Wednesday was not a good day for me. You know, I never say I have bad days, but I have better days than others. And Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, a little bit, wasn't good for me. I was down in a little bit of a dip and took all my strength and power and praying to come out of it, which I did. And it always happens this time of year for me, because this is kind of our quiet time when we get all our pieces that we write for newspapers and magazines and podcasts and all the stuff we do. So my mind isn't working. It seems to start wandering all over the place, and I'm sure your guys' as well. I want to talk about trauma real quick, guys. I know I had lots of emails last week and text about the trauma piece that we did. And you also want to see the clip again, which is awesome, of the new neural pathway being built. So don't forget, guys, every alcoholic and drug addict has trauma. You've got to look back in your past. So here's two indicators. If you think you're an alcoholic or not, the easy way to find out, two reasons to find out. One of them is when you take the first drink, can you stop? That's the first one. If you can't, and it's the only self-diagnosed illness in the world. Don't let anybody tell you that you're an alcoholic without you first diagnosing yourself. That's absolutely 100% right. And the next one is going back and tracing alcoholism, drug addiction in your family history. Alcoholism more prevalent, would you believe? Because it's legal. So trace it back if it's there. May skip a generation, but if you are worried, probably call me up, call anybody up and get some help, and they're moving in the right way. Okay, neural pathways, what are they? They're thought patterns in the head, thought patterns that kind of direct our brain and our body which way to go. So good thought patterns, bad thought patterns, depends which one we want to take. So neuroplasticity as a whole is the remolding of one's brain to make sure that we get good neural pathways firing all the time, and the self-sabotage ones going away or be very, very little. So a neural pathway being built, a thought pattern actually being built. What's this? How cool is that? That's an actual live neural pathway being built when it was filmed. Phenomenal, absolutely. I know what you're thinking. Who's on the show this week? Michael Weitzman's on the show. For those guys that follow me constantly, you'll know Michael. He's been on before. Such an amazing guy. Does so much work. Comedian and lots of other things. Peer support. We're going to ask him about a lot of questions. Ask him about his own journey and where he is today. And we'll move it from there. So stay tuned, guys. Michael Weitzman is on the show straight after this. Welcome back, guys. This is Breaking Through Addiction. My name is Dr. Rob Kelly, the Addiction Doctor. They call me Dr. Rob. This is Michael Weitzman. How are we doing, Michael?
I am doing great, Dr. Rob. You know how much I love you.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. So what have you been up to? What's happening in your world?
Well, basically, I got COVID about 3 weeks ago, and it was, thank God it was nothing. And then I got sick a little bit the other day, and I read the text wrong, and I thought I had COVID again. But unfortunately, I did not. So just had a little bit of a cold, and I'm feeling fine. I'm here on your show to really just tell people that, you got a powerhouse guy right here, Dr. Rob Kelly, and I consider myself a powerhouse in the mental health area. So I really love being on your show. This is my third time being on your show. Once as Mrs. Staying Alive, and I just really we've developed such close friendships and relationship because you're so good at what you do, and what I love what you do is that so much more. Even though you have the knowledge, you got the book smarts, you got something that's so much more, and that's called you are a relatable resource. And that's why, for me, I'm a relatable resource. I've gone through so much hell, and it's all about how did I get out of hell? How did I get mentally well? And what was it that got me to the promised land to stay mentally well? And that's why I love coming on your show.
Well, let's start at the beginning for you then, because I know you have a long history of mental health, and it used to be a high flyer within the mortgage industry, the number one guy every month hitting targets and beyond. Take us from there, and when did you first kind of notice that you was different from the guy next to you?
Well, I'll make the cliff notes. When I was 16, that's when I knew that I had something wrong because I failed my road test 3 times. So that traumatic situation, being in high school, felt like a loser. Then I had a normal childhood, and then finally I couldn't get a decent job. And then I got into the mortgage industry when I was like 29 years old. And I was about to get fired after 6 months. I wasn't picking it up very good. But my manager had a heart attack, which is a bad thing, but someone took over. And then all of a sudden, I just dominated in the mortgage industry about follow-up and service, helping people that way. So I developed this art that people were using me because of my personality, not because of my rate that might be a little higher or lower than somebody else. So I became an unbelievable product and service promoter. That's a sexy way of saying sales rep. It's a nicer way of saying sales rep. And I just dominated. But the problem when you make a lot of money, when you start to go downhill and you deal with commission base, it can be very, very worrisome, and I would be very nervous. And then, so yeah, you're saying you're making lots of money. You made 300, 400, 500. How can you have some type of depression or some type of mental health? It makes no difference. I started to coming down on my income from 2006 on. I came out of the mental health closet in 1999 with my ex-wife, who was not on board. She was unsupportive and very verbal abusive. So I had to deal with that. And then thank God I started making money again, which became my antidepressant. The money was my antidepressant. And then I got on the medicine, the psychiatry and the meds in 1999. And then all of a sudden I got sick again. And then you know what happened in the mortgage industry and the banking industry in 2007. It went in the toilet. And then 2006 to 2014, I suffered for over 8.5 years with a divorce, with everything going downhill. Couldn't really be with my kids as much. I had to work on a recovery. But I was a big producer until the end, where I just couldn't make the money anymore.
Do you think that the marriage split up because of the depression or because of the money stopped coming in? I know that's a crazy question, but
I based who I was by what I did and what I make. That was my self-esteem. So yes, it was really a lot with the money. But I knew that I suffered way before that, which had nothing to do with money as well. When I suffered for 25 years in silence, when I didn't come out of the mental health closet. So it still was about the money, but not all the time. Not all the time. It wasn't always about the money. But I'm telling you, man, I would be making all this money. And even in 2006, I would always win these trips. I was a top sales rep almost every year. I have all these awards. And in 2006, I won a trip to Hawaii. I didn't go, Dr. Rob. I was suffering so much with my mental health condition. People say, you didn't go to Hawaii? It was all expensive paid, and you didn't go to Hawaii? Because I know what it tastes like and what it feels like to have a mental health condition. That's what I said in the beginning about you are, and so am I, a relatable resource that's gone through this, that knows how we feel and how we get better.
Well, when you said suffering from mental health, what did that look like for you personally?
When I was going through hell, well,
Yeah.
when I was suffering for 25 years in silence, I did not come out of the mental health closet. That the suffering to me was so much about the self-esteem issue that I didn't feel good about myself. I just feel like I wasn't that right person, and I wasn't letting everyone know that I really was suffering inside with the anxiety, the stress. All my good friends had great jobs out of college, and I went 6 years without finding a decent job. So you're looking like a loser. You don't have anything going on with you. So I had all these symptoms that were going on with, you're talking about isolation. Oh my God, we're dealing with isolation now again because of this stupid pandemic. That was my biggest symptom, is isolate. And a lot of people are doing that when they suffer in silence, and especially when they're suffering all the time. So those are just some of the things, going through stress and anxiety and all these different things that was going on. And then eventually, once I got out of the mental health closet and I started to use the wellness toolbox, started in 2014, then all the stress, anxiety, depression, bipolar, whatever, it all of a sudden went away. And I'm telling you, people go to me and say, Michael, I don't buy it. You're 7 years that you are mentally well over 7 years. And I tell them, I'm going to be honest with you, I use wellness tools as my meditation, deep breathing exercises, affirmations, a creed, prayer, God, Bible, Jesus, acupuncture, Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, the book, The Four Agreements. I can go on and on and on. That's what got me to the promised land. And of course, using humor as your biggest wellness tool.
Of course. And I've got my
the gum. We both
got
have
the gum here. Yes, there you go. Bipolar mint gum.
The
Of course,
bipolar gum. That's hilarious.
there's that guy there on the back, a bit no longer.
Did I ever give you the mental joy?
No, I need that. I need one of those. Unbelievable.
It might melt going to Texas, but I'll send you some mental joy.
I love it. I love it, absolutely. Guys, Michael Weitzman's on the show. Stick around for 2 minutes. Take 12 Radio on a quick word with you. Look out for them on demand, guys. Take 12 Radio, take12radio.com. They do an amazing radio show. I'm on there once a month. Look for the Dr. Rob Kelly Hour and different topics every single week. If you wanted me to cover the topic, just call in. Michael Weitzman's on the show, such an amazing guy, comedian. I want to get into a couple of things, but I know that you got divorced and then you've been working on yourself and working on your comedy and working on a lot of things. But talk to me about the dating app and the dates that you've been on, because even though it's amazing and it's fun to go and date, there's a twist to it, isn't there, with you?
Well, I can give a lot of advice in the dating sites. I know you, thank God, don't have to worry about that. You have a beautiful wife. I think you said it's 7 years that you've been married. Congratulations. But, in my thing, I think marriage is an amazing institution, but my marriage made me go into an institution. So you got to understand, the dating site, I'm on a few dating sites, and the problem is they don't understand what the word dating sites, and date means. It's developing mutual respect to know one another, and then eventually get into a romantic relationship. The problem is a lot of the women I meet are just looking for like a friendship, or they're looking to chat. I don't have time for chatting sites or waste my time site or all these different things. This is ridiculous. Dr. Rob, I had a woman. I have a cat. I have a cat, and I didn't put it on the profile, Dr. Rob. You're going to love it. I didn't put it on the profile. I forgot. So I'm talking to this woman for 30 minutes from a dating site. Everything's going great, Dr. Rob. I'm telling you, we have 30 minutes of like, wow, this could be the next one. This could be it.
This is it.
Her name was, I forgot her name. I think her name was Paula, whatever. But the point is, everything's going great. And then I go, I just want to let you know I have a cat. And she goes, oh my God, you have a cat? I go, yeah. So I'm allergic to cats. I go, well, we can make arrangements. He says, oh no, you're a bad guy. I go, I'm a bad guy? Yeah, you didn't put it on your dating site. You didn't put it on the profile. I said, okay, no problem, Paula. You know what I'll do? I'll put it on the dating site right now on the profile that I have a cat. And while I'm at it, I'll put all the other things that I haven't told the truth that at 12 o'clock, after 12 o'clock at night, I fart out of control. And also on my left, and then she hung up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's so many people on dating sites that are opinionated. They're judgmental, but you can't do that by chatting and texting. It's miscommunication when you text somebody. You miscommunicate. So it's called talk on the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the phone? And then after you get a good conversation, you realize, Dr. Rob, I'm not a serial killer. Then we meet for a date face to face. Yes, the old face-to-face game. And it's working out well, but I haven't found the right one yet. But the dating site is a complete joke. It really is.
Yeah, I went on a few before I met Janet, and the amount of people, and I'm not saying this is good or bad for me, it was bad because I spent all that time getting ready, going to bed and paying for dinner, is the amount of time that people were put on photographs from 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And they turn up and you won't even recognize them unless they come to the table and go, is it Rob? I was just aghast. And it's like, why would you do that? I just couldn't get my head around that. And the only one close to anything like the picture or exactly like was Janet when she came along. But I was kind of approached the dating site a little bit different than you. And it was pre-COVID, obviously. But I was sat in Starbucks and I'd set my appointments with these girls every hour or something. And one would come in at 11, then we'd go out and pretend to go to the cab. And the second one would come in. And Janet, I had 4 or 5 that day coming up. And I think Janet was either the second or third. I went back into the restroom, excused myself, called the other 2 and said, I found the girl I'm going to marry. So good luck with that. Listen, we're talking about sometimes when you're talking to these women, these ladies, they want you to get involved with their daughters and sons with the mental health side. How does that work?
Dr. Rob, this is phenomenal that I'm going to tell you right now. I am going out with women. I've gone out with maybe lots of women, but about 5 women that I went on 1 date, and there was one I went on 2 dates. And out of those 5 women, it didn't work out with the women from the dating sites, but I'm helping out their sons and their daughters. And even one of the women that I'm not going out with, but I'm helping her with her own mental health. It just tells me, because first of all, I put it in my profile. I put it in my profile that I'm a professional, motivational, inspirational, mental health speaker, performer, advocate, and stand-up comedian. So they know that I'm helping people with their mental health when they see my profile on the dating site. If they don't like that, that's no problem. They'll go the other way. But that to me is a strength. That is something that's amazing. And I'm now helping over 5 people that I used to have 1 or possibly 2 dates with. We're not going out anymore, but I'm helping their sons and I'm helping their daughter. I just got one into my hospital as an outpatient. It's amazing. So it tells you how prevalent this mental health conditions are in our society right now. It is so bad. You know, addiction is skyrocketing. Suicide is skyrocketing. Mental health is skyrocketing. It is terrible because of the pandemic. It was bad before. It's even worse now. And that's why we need people like me and need people like you that can be that relatable and that reputable source that could really change people's lives and help them in their recovery.
I love that, absolutely. Now, it's amazing what comes along when we push ourselves out there. I heard you mention before, and I want to know more about the work with the Girl Scouts. Tell me about that.
On March 4th, this is a brand new situation because I believe, if you can see my workshop in the back here, that's called the 3 Amigos of Mental Health. I am speaking and performing all over, doing obviously more webinars, doing podcasts, but I'm getting back to doing the seminars where they're a lot of fun. But I'm starting to do more seminars, and I'm going to be doing one in March for the Girl Scouts in around my area. And I'm getting my News 12, one of the TV crews that hopefully are going to do a story on me and the Girl Scouts, because the problem with mental health, it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be suffering. You could be suffering at the age of 8. You could be suffering when you're 98. It doesn't make a difference. So my workshop is catered and age appropriate to whoever you are. So I'm going to be doing helping out the Girl Scouts with their mental health in a couple of weeks, and it could open up more doors to more Girl Scout places and also the Boy Scouts, because Dr. Rob, people are suffering so much in silence. The silence is so deafening. I mean, you can't hear it, but people are suffering so much in silence, and we need to, just like what you're doing and what I'm doing, is to get them out of the addiction closet, get them out of the suicide closet, get them out of the mental health closet, and that's what you and I are doing. And it's amazing when we get these success stories. I got people from LinkedIn and my other sources that are contacting me from all over the world, and they're saying, I checked out your YouTube, I saw your video, I saw your seminar, you made a difference in my life. That is the definition of success, when you're helping to improve people's quality of life. Just in the movie Patch Adams, which I'm going to throw you, this is the greatest picture that I got from that artist.
Beautiful.
Patch Adams, beautiful artist in Florida, made it for me. I have another one I'm not going to take off the wall with the half faces. I showed you that one.
Yep.
But Patch Adams is a very big reason, because Robin Williams is the reason I'm in the mental health field, and Patch Adams is my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie. There's so many lines in that movie. You treat the disease, you win or lose. But if you treat a person, I guarantee you always win.
Every single time. Now, I know you're out and about and you do your comedy and other great stuff. And tell the listeners and the viewers about America's Got Talent, because I know you got an audition there, which is awesome.
Well, I unfortunately just got an email from Britain's Got Talent. I did not get on their show in your country. Yes, in the UK.
I shall write to the Queen.
Well, you know what? They actually emailed me a couple months ago saying that I was in the running. I was in the running, but I didn't make it on BGT, so Britain's Got Talent. But I just auditioned a couple of weeks ago for the my fourth time auditioning for AGT, for America's Got Talent. Mrs. Staying Alive. There's that gorgeous, beautiful beauty right here. What a gorgeous woman.
That's your better half.
So I hope I get on. And I'll have to be honest with you. I'm actually getting ready to start my own stand-up. There's a comedian that I really like him. He's called Gary Goldman. He talks about his mental health, being in a psychiatric hospital. And I think it's time for me to also do not just Mrs. Staying Alive stand-up comedy, but my straight stand-up comedy where I can talk about the bad stuff. And then, like you said, hit him with the right and then hit him with the left and hit him with the humor. And I really believe that I do that in my workshop, but I want to do it just for straight stand-up, because I really have so much to offer, because I've been in 6 psychiatric hospitals. I've been in 4 outpatient units. I tried to take my life. I had suicide thoughts. I had ECT treatments, 22 of them. So the point is, that's my resume. That actually is my life experiences. So I know what it's like being in a psychiatric hospital or misusing medicine. So it's amazing what's going on. I hope I get on so I can really get rid of the stigma of mental injury. I love using the word injury, or mental health injury, or mental health condition. Get rid of the word illness. So it's a beautiful thing. I'm going to get there. You were like, the first show I was on with you, you said you are a celebrity. And I know I have so much inside. It's just getting to the right people. If I get to the right people, I got to do my own TV show. I got to. It's going to happen. Definitely.
I look forward to that. Talk to me about, I know there's a book in the making. Give the viewers a little bit of a teaser around that book.
Oh, the book, I'm hoping to get it out by the end of the year. It's going to really do a lot of mimicking my life stories from my workshop and my regular life. And it's really like each chapter is going to educate, inspire, and make you laugh. So it's like education, inspiration, and humor for each chapter. And we're going to go over the struggles and the disappointments that I've had in my life. But again, the most important thing is not the struggles and disappointments. It's how you deal with them and how you work with them, so you can have these amazing strength and incredible triumphs. So the book is going to be something, it's called The Three Amigos of Mental Health. I got to shorten it down. It's going to be like telling my long struggles and inspirational mental health stories of finally getting and staying mentally well. And I'm going to show how I did it. And it's amazing because I really believe I'm a different type of relatable resource. Using the wellness tools and using humor as my biggest wellness tool, which it just went on the floor. This is so important. And I use all my props. Here, I got my brain. Here's my brain for you.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely. Listen, running out of time as usual. So someone suffering from mental injury or some sort of problems at home, give some advice to the people and their loved ones, especially parents. What would you say to them right now?
The first thing is I'm going to do it from the movie Good Will Hunting. And I say it to everyone. First of all, whether it's a mental health condition, if it's a mental health condition or addiction or suicide thoughts or suicide attempt, the most important thing, it's not your fault. Number one, it's not your fault. You should not feel shame. You should not feel guilty. As long as you start to work on your recovery and come out of the mental health or addiction or suicide closet, that you're saying that there is something going on that I need to change. And again, a lot of it was what you said is like you want to use, you want to get rid of addiction, change the way you're thinking about it. We talked about it, about you preach that all the time. It's the same thing with mental health. And so I want people to get out and not feel shame and don't feel guilty. And the next thing, when someone is struggling, the most important thing I say to them is, I want you to keep your mind and your body busy. Because when that mind is not busy and that body is not busy and you're laying in that bed and you have the covers over your head, negative thoughts are going to come in and it's going to be worse. So I want people to do something. Even if you're having a bad day, make a to-do list, cross it off. I got up. I took a shower. I took a walk. I went on the internet. Thing it is, keep yourself busy. And then I will then hit them with, you want to try to get the triangle. You remember the triangle?
Yes.
The psychiatrist, the meds, and the talker. And then you do the triangle. So you try the meds, you try the psychiatry and the talker. But sometimes it doesn't work. And sometimes you can't find the right combination. Took me 15 years, Dr. Rob, to find the right combination, and that didn't get me mentally well. It was the wellness toolbox, baby.
Yes, sir.
Meditation. You do something about mindfulness on your show. I saw that. You just things that you're doing. This is what it's going to be good at. I'm not saying don't take medicine, don't take psychiatrists, and don't see a therapist, but maybe add these things. So maybe down the road, you can do what I did, where I can wean, and you don't have to take as much medicine or see a psychiatrist as much, or maybe not see a therapist as much, but that's okay. So I'm just I work at a psychiatric hospital. I'm helping so many people in so many different ways. People contacted me on my LinkedIn from other countries, and I'm telling them, I'm sending them the wellness tools. I'm sending them watching great movies like Patch Adams, Good Will Hunting, Silver Lining Playbook. Go on. There's so many great inspirational mental health movies you can watch.
I love it. Absolutely. Michael, thank you so much for being on the show again. Guys, listen, the email's at the bottom there, michaelweisman3@gmail.com. Contact him. Send him an email for fun, to book him, to work with him, whatever it is. He should be doing his stand-up tour, no doubt, at the end of the year. So get that emails in. I know there's a lot of producers that watch this show. And thank you just for being. Thank you for what you do, man. It's just absolutely unbelievable. It'll be a few months and we're going to get you back on again, man. I'm telling you. Thank you so much indeed.
You're welcome. I love being on the show, and I love you so much, Dr. Rob.
Thank you indeed. The feeling's mutual. Thanks, buddy. Hey guys, welcome to the back end of the show. My name's Dr. Rob, the Addiction Doctor. Good to be with you. That was a good show. Michael Weitzman is a real cool dude and spends most of his life just trying to help people And what a journey, an absolute great journey. Reminds me of my journey a lot, and the passion that he has as well reminds me of the passion I have. Don't forget, guys, on the store, just buy it. Daddy, Daddy, Please Stop Drinking. It's the book out there, and every single cent that goes to buying this book goes out to the communities around the world, guys, mostly in the USA, because they're my communities now. But we do send money to anyone struggling or people are struggling to qualify in Manchester and surrounding areas in England. So Daddy, Daddy, Please Stop Drinking. It's $9, I think, or something like that. If you don't like it, give me a text. I'll refund the $9 for you. And if you do like it, pass it on to somebody else. Thanks for joining us this week, guys. A new show, only 30 minutes long. New guest on next week. Courtney's actually away on a little bit of a vacation, and they're going to drive back. So she's got a 2 or 3 day drive back. But she'll be back with us next week, guys. Always good to see you. Have a fantastic week and be kind to each other, guys. That's what it's all about.